Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of CommuniTips brought to you by Notary Stars Unlimited. My name is Beth Hathoot, and my guest today is Christy Rudd. Christy is a Washington notary, and she's brought a kind of a cheat sheet or a helpful tip sheet for all of those notaries who do loan signings and run into this document at the signing table, and it kind of sucks up time or trips them up. She's going to give us kind of a script to use for the certification for no information reporting on the sale of a property. This is a huge benefit for everybody. I think that your friend, an escrow officer, helped you put together this script. I was in escrow and we never had anything quite this slick. So I'm pretty impressed with this. And we thank you for bringing it and sharing it with our community. Christy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? I'm going to go ahead and share your document and get that started for you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Christy Rudd. I am a mobile notary and loan signing agent based out of Renton, Washington, which is part of the greater Seattle area. I own and operate JR Notary. And I've essentially created this guidance sheet for a commonly difficult document for signers. This document is located in the seller's package. It is titled Certificate for No Information Reporting on the Sale or Exchange of a Principal Residence. And how I go about presenting the document to the signers is this form is to be completed by all sellers. So if you've got two of them, there'll be two in the package. You will answer true or false to the below questions. This information helps the title company determine whether the sale or exchange of the property should be reported to the IRS on Form 1099-S. So what we're going to do is first off look at Part 1, seller's information. We're going to double check that the name is correct, spelled correctly. Then we're going to check the address, make sure that that is correct as well. And then the social security number, if it's pre-typed, double check they have the correct social security number in there for you. If not, please add that in. In Part 2, we're going to go through the true and false answers. And this is kind of where I let the signers guide me. If they're comfortable reading it out loud and they want to do it themselves, that's fine. But most people honestly get twisted up and they'll pull me into getting just as confused as them. So I start out by saying, number 1, answer true if you have lived and own the home for 2 of the last 5 years. In number 2, answer true if you have not sold or exchanged another primary residence in the last 2 years. Number 3, answer true if you can state that you have not used any portion of the home or business as an Airbnb or storefront since 1997. Answer true if the sales price is under $250,000 for an individual or the sales price is under $500,000 for a married couple. And I did put on my guidance sheet the opposite. Answer false if the sales price is over $250,000 for an individual or over $500,000 for a married couple. Then I go down to number 5. Answer true if you can state that you did not acquire this property in the last 5 years in a 1031 exchange. A lot of them will then ask you what is a 1031 exchange, and they can skip right to answering true if they do not know what that is. Number 6, answer true if you can state that after January 2009, this has been the primary residence of you, your current spouse, or a former spouse. And then on number 7, answer NA, not applicable, if you answered true to question number 5, because this has to do again with the 1031 exchange. And if they didn't acquire it in a 1031 exchange, it's not applicable to them.
Perfect.
And then have them sign when they're ready to sign and date.
All right. So one quick thing, you've taken and written your script on all of the questions on this document. The thing that makes it so difficult is the double negative and the legalese in the questions themselves. And like Christy stated, some borrowers are perfectly comfortable walking through that themselves. We're still going to guide them to double checking their name, their address, and their social. When we get down to the questions and they start to struggle, this is a very handy way for you to help them through these questions and still stay in your lane as a signing agent, right? Not overstepping our bounds. One thing you should know is that there's 2 different forms out there. One has 7 questions, one has 6. The actual question that's missing on the one that only has 6 is question number 6. Okay, so don't get freaked out if yours doesn't have 7 questions. They're just, one's a newer form, and I don't think we've quite decided yet which one's the new one, which one's the old one. But nonetheless, number 6 on this form is the one that you'll see missing on yours that only has 6 questions. So don't get tripped up on that. That 1031 issue, guys, if they don't know what a 1031 is, they obviously did not acquire the property using a 1031 exchange. So you can just discount that right away, put them at ease, and move on without that. We do also, Christy's already, or also put together page 2 on this, which is not the form, but just the recitations for each of the questions. So that's pretty handy too. And she made a comment about making a copy on your phone, Christy.
Yeah, if you would like. And this is what I do, is I've actually just taken a photo on my cell phone so that I can pull this up pretty quickly, because you always have your phone usually with you at the signing. So it doesn't add an extra layer of paper that you need to dig through your bag for.
That's awesome. That's perfect. And guys, we're going to have a downloadable document available for you, both the form with the script and the cheat sheet with just the question numbers on the back, the one that she copies and puts on her phone. That's going to be available for you to download and keep. And thank you, Christy, so much for bringing us this quick little tip, particularly helpful for loan signing agents and particularly helpful for your signers, because this is one of those head scratcher documents. Thanks for being here. And guys, we're going to invite Christy back when she has any other awesome tips of any kind. Thanks, Christy, for being here.
Thanks, Beth. I appreciate it.